Hey everybody, what's up? Chad Wesley Smith here for Juggernaut Training Systems and Juggernaut AI, joined by my lovely assistant, Marisa Inda. And today we're going to be talking to you about the halting deadlift. How to do it, why to do it, when to do it. As always, videos here on the Juggernaut channel are brought to you by the Juggernaut AI app, where you can get totally customized training for you based on your gender, age, height, weight, strength, experience. You're trying to gain weight, lose weight, where do you miss your bench press, where do you struggle in the squat, what's your sticking point in the deadlift, that and much more. Customizes the program based on all that and then continues to adapt to your feedback, making the smartest program for you. So you get a 2-week free trial of that down at the link in the description or at juggernautai.app. All right, so the halting deadlift. Anyone who's done it dreads it. Strength coaches hate this one weird trick, halting deadlift. So the halting deadlift is a deadlift variation that's very, very challenging because each rep is like 1.5 reps. As most things in life that are very, very difficult, they're usually very useful and good for you too. So Marisa is going to show us the halting deadlift. This can be done conventional or sumo, and you're just doing half of a rep, pulling it up to the bottom of the knee, back to the ground, then all the way up. So that is 1 rep. We go up to the bottom of the knee, try and hold it there for a half a second, back down to the ground, relatively under control, and then up for a full rep. The technique of it should look identical to regular deadlifting, which we have tons of videos about: deadlift pillars, how to deadlift, so on and so forth, whether you want to do conventional or sumo. So the only change with the halting deadlift is that it is that 1.5 rep equals 1 rep. So we're to the bottom of the knee, hold for a second, down, and then all the way up, trying to avoid resetting your position when you set the bar back down after the half rep before the full rep. You can reset before you go for another halting deadlift rep, which again is 1.5 reps. I know this isn't supposed to be a math video, all right? Fractions are very difficult for some. Now you know how to do the halting deadlift. Why would you want to do this challenging, painful, difficult deadlift variation? And the halting deadlift is going to be great for addressing your positioning and strength off of the floor. So if you can't start the deadlift well, very small chance that you're going to be able to finish it well. So if you're struggling with inconsistent positioning off the floor, lack of tension off the floor, just general weakness in the start of your deadlift, again, whether sumo or conventional, halting deadlift can be a great, effective, but difficult option for fixing that. And maybe you're watching this video as a coach and you have a particular client and you're like, I don't like this person. Halting deadlifts for them too. That's why you would do it. Spite. You use a spite exercise against them. But yeah, mostly halting deadlift is just going to be to address weakness off of the floor, lack of positioning off the floor. If you have someone who's maybe coming from a CrossFit background and they're used to like bouncing all their deadlifts, and they've really never done, like they're like, oh yeah, I've done a ton of deadlifts, but all their deadlifts were really from like the knees up because of the bumpers bouncing off the ground, then halting deadlift can be a great option for them because they're going to get, twice as much practice on the part of the lift that they haven't done very much per rep. Use it for addressing weakness off the floor or for crushing your enemies.
Crush your enemies.
And then when would you want to include the halting deadlift in your training? Halting deadlift can be used in hypertrophy if you're like a sadist, or again, you're writing a program for someone else and you're like, fuck this person, I'm gonna make them do, a set of 8 halting deadlifts. If the app gave you that, that's not me. That's your robot overlord doing that. So hypertrophy, it can be an okay option. You're gonna have to keep the total reps lower because every rep equals 1.5. If you're doing 6 halting deadlifts, you pulled the bar off the ground 12 times in that. So it's gonna accumulate fatigue a lot faster. So it can be used in hypertrophy, but I'd use it more as like a general training block, like a bridge block type of thing, and then as a secondary or tertiary variation in strength block. So you could do competition deadlifts and then some halting deadlifts after, like 2 or 3 sets, or it could be its own secondary deadlift day, and that could be on its own or paired with other deadlift variations to address different technical issues that you have. In a peaking block, I would say that halting deadlifts typically would cause too much fatigue for what they're worth to be included there. But if you're doing like technique deadlift work, you could do that as a halting deadlift if the real weak part of your technique is the start, because it's just going to give you more practice at it. So hopefully now you understand a little bit better how to do them, why to do them, when to do them. Like I said, very challenging variation, but challenging stuff and the stuff that we don't like doing is often the things that we need to do the most. So if you like this video, like it, actually push the like button, and then subscribe to the channel and check out a 2-week free trial of the Juggernaut AI app at the link down in our description. Thanks for watching.